How many times have you solved questions and you go like, oh, well, maybe that's the right answer. It could be. I'll hang on to it, and you move on. If you felt that, and I know a ton of you have, today I teach you one skill to be able to eliminate those questions or either accept them so that you can actually solve questions and stop spinning in a circle. Let's do it. What's up? So my name is Scott Payne. I am the guy that's going to help you pass the PMP without the struggle, pain, crying, tears, and just terribleness that normally comes along with it. We are anti-bootcamp folks. We learn by logic, and we can help you out by talking through it in a no-risk environment. How does that sound bad? Let's do this together. So if you want to talk to me, reach out to me, Scott at PM Master Prep. That's my email, or go to pmmasterprep.com. We have a free trial for our accelerator. We're going to solve questions together. You get to see tons of videos, and dudes and dudettes, we just talk through stuff to help you out. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. PM Master Prep, check it out. All right, so here we go. Now, the situation that I was talking about, I watch students for about 8 hours a week solve questions, and we coach through them. I see this for newbies all the time, and it's the number one thing I got to correct, all right? So here's what it is. When they read the questions, they look at something, and then like as they look at an answer, it kind of tickles them a little bit in a positive way. They're like, there's parts of it I like, there's parts of it I don't know, but they're scared maybe. And they go, oh, we're going to hold on to it, and we'll go to it later, right? And they'll say, I got to look at the other ones. What they're doing is cheating themselves. And we can't cheat ourselves. We can't cheat other people, and we're not going to do that, all right? So when you're in that situation, this is what I need you to do. I need you to stop, and I need you to slow down, because the stages of learning, number one is we got to get the content right. Then we can work on speed. If you try to work on speed first, it's like driving a car fast when you don't have to drive a car. You're going to end up in the wall, up a tree, in a river, and not good. So let's learn the content. So when you have those answers where you're like, ugh, half good, half bad, I don't really know, don't run. Stop. Ask yourself, what about the answer do I like? And really nail it down. Like go into the answer and say, I like this portion of it. Circle it, emphasize it, nail it down. And say, this is why I like it. I like this because, and I'll give you an example in a minute, okay? And then the second part of it is, I want you to go, what about it do I not like? You already said the part that you like, so kind of wipe that out of your mind and kind of, you'll see what words are literally left. Like, what is there? And if you go, well, maybe this is what I don't like. And so you can go through a couple little questions. Is this actually legal in a sense? Not like going to jail or anything, but like, is this a good practice to do? Yes or no? And if it's like, that's not like really a good thing to do. It's discipline somebody. It's violating like the frameworks of waterfall or agile or whatever, like those kind of things. Like, is it like legal, right? But if you go, yeah, it's kind of legal, then the next thing you go is like, okay, it's a thing we can do. Question 2 is it something that solves the actual issue? And if you ask yourself, like, it could be a thing to do, but if it's off over here and the problem's over here, like, those aren't aligned. So you got to find, like, well, it doesn't answer the problem. Now, if it does, you're like, dude, it does, keep it. If it doesn't, if it violates the rules of like any legal, or if it doesn't solve the problem, you know what you do then? You throw it in the trash. You get rid of it. Because why would you keep something around that's like ho-hum? The thing is, you can pull it out of the trash bin, but it's very hard when you go, oh, half. Then you got a bunch of half-likes hanging out fighting each other. And you know what you do? You spin, you waste time, and you get most of them wrong. Because you start having bad answers make their case, and you're like, well, maybe I'll compromise my ideas. Maybe I'll compromise my stuff, and I'll pick it. B-A-D, bad, don't do it. Okay? So when you see that second half and you're like, no, it violates the rules or it doesn't solve the problem, throw it in the garbage. Zhivadoom. Okay? And then you go to the next one and you do the same thing. If it just screams at you, blah, throw it away. If you love it, don't fall in love. Just say, woo, baby, it's really good. Hold on to it. Clean it from your mind. Go to the next one. Look at the next answer on its own merits. Comparison is the root of evil. There's some better quote, but I lost it. if you compare things initially, it's going to make you be confused. You need to look at each answer on its own merits against the actual question, not against the actual answers. Number one, look at it, find why you like it and dislike it, kill it out, and move on. If you do this, when you do this, what you'll find is you're crossing things out more often so that you can get down to 50-50 and have an actual comparison that brings enlightenment to the answer. 2 versus 3 or 4, 2 is better, right? And then if you play this game right, a lot of times in the interim, in the beginning, you'll find I don't know why I don't like something on the back end or the front end of a question. What you have to do is smile and say, yeehaw, I'm getting ready to learn something. And so maybe you don't know why, but there's another person out there that does, most likely. And there's other people in a community that know why. And if you get to the right thing where you're like, dude, what is wrong with this? I get a weird spider sense that something's wrong. Somebody help me out. And the best kind of coaches won't just go, blah, here's the answer. That's okay, but it's not great. The best kind of coaches yank it out of you, pull it out of you and say, tell me what you think. How would this work? Help you reflect on it so that you get that crystallized in your mind. You're like, I see it now. The window is unfogged. So that's what we want to do. So every time you find one of those 50-50s, it's a chance to learn. First of all, process, and secondly, content. And once we get process and content down and we move through it, then we can go to driving the car fast. And once we drive the car fast with the process and the understanding, we're going to the finish line, which is PMP land. Let's do it. So let's summarize just for fun because I went in a bunch of different directions. Number one, when you get in those spots that are 50-50s, I kind of like an answer, but I don't really know each answer, you stop and you say, what do I like about it? Nail that down, circle it, logic through it, boom, eliminate from your mind. What's left is the part that's confusing you. And then what are the rules? Number one, is it legal? Is it legal? Does it violate frameworks and stuff like that? If it does, throw it away. If it violates the rules. Number two, if it meets that first question, then the second thing is, does it solve the question, the problem, the thing that's up in the answer or up in the question? If it does, keep it. If it doesn't, if it's off to the side, throw it away. I've just reiterated again. Good teachers reiterate, right? And so, boom, you go through each of them. Don't be afraid to cross it off. And then when you find those areas where you don't know things, circle it and be like, dude, after this question, I got to go get somebody to help me out. I got to do a little research. I got to talk to my coach. I got to do whatever. I got to call Scott. Any of those things, we do it. And that's what we do all the time. That's what the game is for us, is we want to find those areas with our students and nail them down. So I've given you the keys to the car, teaching you how to get there. All you got to do now is do it. If you want to do it with us, you know the game. Scott at PM Master Prep, PMMasterPrep.com, 757-759-5282. Who's gutsy enough to call me? All I want is to get you through the PMP and we can do it together. See you soon. Bye-bye.